Hello friend, so glad you're here tonight. Get comfortable, pull the covers up and let the day loosen its grip. There's nowhere else you need to be. Before we begin, a small request. Most of the people listening tonight aren't subscribed. If this channel has ever helped you drift off, take a moment to subscribe and tap the like button on tonight's video. Both are free, they take 2 seconds and they help this channel more than you'd think. And you can always change your mind later. And if you feel like it, leave a comment telling me where in the world you're listening from and what time it is where you are. I love reading them. Tonight is a slow drift through the real story of Hades, one true thing at a time. There is nothing to do here and nothing to remember. Each one will pass like a slow cloud, some familiar, some quietly surprising, all of them real. If you fall asleep somewhere in the middle, that is exactly how this is meant to work. Settle in, let your breathing slow down, and we will begin. One more thing before we begin. I'm also a co-founder of a sleep app, built to be the most affordable one out there. No ads, ever. Just sounds and stories made to help you sleep. It may not be released yet, as this video goes up, but if you're watching a little later, it might be out by now. Just search for it, it should be easy to find. It works on iPhone, Android, and everything in between. Downloading it is the best way to support this channel. Hades, the Greek god of the underworld, reigns over the realm below. Also known as Pluton in some texts, he is the ruler of this hidden place where shadows dwell and secrets are kept. The underworld, a vast and enigmatic expanse, is not a territory to be traversed lightly. It is here that Hades presides, his domain stretching from the darkest corners to the farthest reaches. In modern times, this ancient mythology finds new life in the game, Hades, where players challenge the god himself, defying death and seeking escape. Yet even in this virtual realm, the power of Hades is evident, as he guards his domain with steadfast resolve. The very name Hades carries a weight of history, echoing through time to remind us of his enduring rule over the unseen world beneath our feet. Hades' dominion over this unseen territory is marked by an unyielding authority, where each shadow holds a whisper of his power. The underworld's secrets are preserved in its darkness, revealing only what Hades deems necessary to the initiated. The hidden realm's existence has been chronicled through generations, passed down as a cautionary tale of the consequences that await those who dare challenge Hades' rule. The shadows of the underworld bear witness to his reign, their silence speaking volumes about the enduring influence of this ancient deity. Every whispered word in this subterranean space carries Hades' influence, binding the denizens to his will. The underworld's labyrinthine paths bear testimony to his eternal vigilance, guiding each soul with silent command. Ancient rites and rituals enacted in his honor serve as reminders of his omnipresence within these shadowy halls. Over millennia, the tales of heroes who ventured into this realm and returned have only served to affirm Hades' unchallenged sovereignty. In ancient Greek ideology, human souls went to the underworld after death. This was a part of their myths, centering around the god Hades and his domain. It was believed that all souls, without exception, found their way there. A place not visible from the world above, it lay beneath the earth's surface, hidden in darkness. Ancient Greeks depicted this journey frequently in art and literature, ensuring its ideas spread widely. The underworld was a collective destination for humanity, regardless of one's life or status. It served as the final chapter in the story of every Greek soul. This unified belief in the underworld provided comfort and clarity to the living, offering a shared fate after death. It was a silent, eternal home for all, where every soul found equal rest. Its boundaries were impenetrable, ensuring permanent residence. This concept was reinforced through sacred rituals and storytelling, preserving its truth across generations. In this belief, the journey to the underworld was a universal experience shared by kings and peasants alike. This equalizing aspect emphasized the common humanity that existed beyond life's disparities. The idea of the underworld was deeply ingrained in Greek culture, passed down through generations as an accepted truth. Its existence was confirmed through the rituals performed to honor and guide the deceased on their final path. This belief in a shared afterlife shaped how Greeks approached death, preparing them for their inevitable journey. It offered solace to the bereaved, knowing all souls were together in the underworld. This collective destination was seen as a place of neutrality, where earthly differences faded away. The rituals performed at funeral rites served as a final farewell, guiding the spirit towards its eternal home. In Greek mythology, Persephone is abducted by Hades and becomes his wife. This event leads her to reside in the complex realm of the Greek underworld. Unlike modern views, ancient Greeks saw the afterlife as a single place, the underworld. They envisioned it not merely as a tormenting site, but rather a comprehensive domain. Persephone's journey there signifies the mythological blend of life and death. This transition is reflected in artifacts and stories that portray her passage from the world above to Hades' kingdom. The Greek underworld, with its intricate depictions, offers a glimpse into their belief system surrounding the afterlife. Persephone's abduction underscores the ancient perception of life's continuity despite death. This understanding was cemented through myths and rituals that emphasize the unity of these realms. This belief in an afterlife as a unified place where life and death intertwine was deeply ingrained in ancient Greek culture. It served to reassure them of the continuity of existence beyond physical death. The myths they created provided tangible examples of this transition, making it easier for them to grasp and accept. Through these stories, the Greeks learned that life's essence endures even after the body perishes. This belief in an afterlife as a unified place was seen as a natural extension of life's journey. It reflected their view that existence is continuous and ever-evolving. This concept was ingrained through generations, passing from elders to the young. Through meticulous depictions in art and pottery, they visually communicated this eternal transition. The Greeks believed that death was not an end, but a change in form. They saw this transformation as a natural process, like the turning of seasons. This idea was reinforced through their art and myths, which depicted souls journeying to the underworld. The rituals they performed for the deceased further emphasized this belief, ensuring that the dead were properly guided to their new existence. Hades, the chthonic god, rules over both the underworld and the mineral riches buried within Earth's depths. The realm of Hades was depicted in the Iliad as a secret place, tucked away somewhere on our planet. This hidden domain is often referred to as the underworld, a term that implies its location beneath the surface we know. Its exact whereabouts remain unclear, shrouded in mystery just like the earthly treasures it oversees. Some envision it deep within our world, far from the light of day. Others ponder if it's an ethereal space, intangible yet ever-present. The ancient Greeks, through their epic poems, offered glimpses into this otherworldly place, guiding us towards understanding its significance in their beliefs and stories. Yet, despite its elusive nature, the underworld is a realm that looms large in ancient Greek mythology. As depicted in the Odyssey, it is a place where mortal heroes encounter souls and divine beings alike. The entrance to this enigmatic domain was said to be guarded by the fearsome Cerberus, further emphasizing its hidden location within our world. Ancient poets described it as a mirror image of life above, reflecting both the joys and sorrows of mortal existence. The realm's hiddenness adds to its allure, as ancient Greeks explored the unknown through their myths and stories. Its mystery is maintained by its intangible nature, with no concrete evidence of its physical existence. The details known about it come from poetic accounts, passed down through generations, shaping the collective imagination. Each tale offers a glimpse into this unseen world, weaving together threads of life and death. The river god Aesopus, whose father was Poseidon, found his daughter Aegina missing. Hades, the brother of Zeus and Poseidon, became ruler of the underworld by drawing lots with them. This method was a simple yet effective way to determine who would rule over the dead. Drawing lots ensured that chance, rather than force or deceit, would decide the fate of the realm. It was through this process that Hades took his place in the dark world below, away from the light and warmth of the living. The story of Aegina's disappearance hints at a time when gods and humans shared the same earth, their lives intertwined with nature and each other. The ancient world was a place where deities and mortals coexisted, with gods often taking human form to interact with people. legends like Aegena's abduction illustrate the close bond between divine beings and humanity. This shared reality shaped cultural beliefs and practices, influencing how people perceived the natural world and their place in it. The story of Aesopus' search for his daughter is one of many tales passed down through generations, preserving this connection to the divine. In this world, gods were seen as integral to daily life. Their actions shaped human experiences, from agriculture to love. People observed natural phenomena, attributing them to divine influence. This belief in interconnectedness was reinforced through storytelling and ritual. People looked to the gods for explanations, seeing their hand in every event. This belief guided decisions and actions, creating a sense of unity between mortals and deities. The ancient world was one where divine presence permeated all aspects of life, from birth to death. Over time, these beliefs were passed down through generations, shaping societal structures and cultural practices. Hades is often depicted with his three-headed dog, Cerberus, in art and literature. This dog, also known as the Hound of Hades, stands guard at the entrance to the underworld, preventing any souls from escaping once they have entered. The sight of this formidable creature, with its three heads snarling, has been a constant image in ancient Greek mythology, appearing on pottery, frescoes, and sculptures. Artists throughout history have tried to capture the ferocity and loyalty of Cerberus, a loyal companion to Hades who ensures that his realm remains undisturbed. The underworld, shrouded in darkness and mist, is a place where time seems to stand still. Yet, amidst this stillness, Cerberus stands as a symbol of vigilance, a reminder that there is a boundary between the world of the living and the realm of the dead. The presence of Cerberus serves as a stark reminder that once a soul has passed into the underworld, there is no return. This mythical guardian reflects the ancient belief in an unyielding boundary between life and death, emphasizing the finality of the journey to Hades' realm. The recurring depiction of Cerberus across various art forms underscores its deep-rooted significance in Greek culture, providing insight into their views on mortality and the afterlife. In the ancient Greek world, Cerberus was not just a mythical creature, but a profound symbol of the irreversible nature of death. This belief was woven into their storytelling and art, reflecting a deep respect for the boundaries between life and the afterlife. The depiction of Cerberus across various mediums highlights its role as a constant reminder that once one enters the underworld, there is no turning back. The cult of Hades was indeed prominent in certain regions of Greece, notably the Peloponnese. This region, a peninsula in southern Greece, is where the worship of the god of the underworld held significant sway. The people of this area built temples and sanctuaries dedicated to Hades, often located near caves or at crossroads, places thought to be thresholds between the worlds of the living and the dead. These sites were adorned with offerings, such as coins and flowers, left by devotees seeking favor from the enigmatic deity. The cult practices were shrouded in secrecy, known only to initiates who participated in rituals conducted under the veil of night. Archaeological finds, including inscriptions and artifacts, have provided insights into these ancient beliefs, offering glimpses into a world where the line between life and death was blurred by devotion. The darkness of night was seen as a time when the barrier between worlds thinned, making it ideal for communicating with Hades. The secrecy surrounding these rituals served to heighten their power and mystique in the eyes of believers. Scattered throughout various locations were small votive offerings, like pottery figurines, reflecting individual prayers and petitions made to Hades. These discoveries have been crucial for piecing together the intricate web of beliefs that once guided the lives of ancient Greeks. The rituals were often performed near bodies of water, as it was believed that rivers and springs served as gateways to the underworld. These nocturnal gatherings aimed to honor Hades and ask for his blessings. The exact details of these rites remain largely unknown, with many aspects lost to time. Archaeologists have deduced some of the practices from recovered artifacts, such as libation bowls and incense burners, which hint at liquid and aromatic offerings being part of the ceremonies. Hades had significant roles in various mythological works, including those by Homer and Hesiod. His influence stretched across different stories, each written on papyrus scrolls that bore the weight of centuries. The words of these ancient poets carved paths through history, detailing a realm where even the king of the underworld was not isolated from the world above. These tales were whispered in temples and echoed through time, passed down by storytellers whose voices filled quiet nights with tales of gods and heroes. Over generations, the stories evolved, but their essence remained, ensuring Hades' presence in myths that would eventually be transcribed onto parchment. These myths were not mere entertainment, but vital teachings that guided people's lives and shaped their understanding of the divine. The repetition of these tales reinforced their significance, embedding them deeply in cultural memory. Through meticulous recitation, each generation honed the stories, preserving their core meaning while adapting them to resonate with contemporary audiences. These stories of Hades offered frameworks for navigating life's challenges, from love to death. They provided explanations for natural phenomena and the mysteries of existence. Scribes diligently copied these tales, ensuring they were passed on to future generations. This act of storytelling created a bridge between the past and the present, linking humans across time. These myths provided a roadmap for understanding the human experience, offering insights into emotions and actions. They were not just stories, but living teachings that adapted to societal shifts. Through repetition, these tales became ingrained in collective consciousness, shaping beliefs and practices. The process of retelling ensured that each generation could relate to the core messages, keeping the myths relevant across changing times. Hades is indeed mentioned in multiple epic poems such as the Iliad and the Odyssey. These ancient texts, written by the Greek poet Homer, serve as records of the oral tradition that preceded them. The stories within these epics are passed down through generations, with scribes carefully preserving each line on delicate papyrus scrolls. In quiet libraries or dimly lit rooms, scholars pore over these texts, deciphering ancient Greek to uncover the tales of gods and heroes. The very mention of Hades in these poems signifies his importance in Greek mythology, a deity whose name and role are woven into the fabric of their culture. Hades' prominence in these epics underscores his centrality to the Greeks' religious and cultural life. His recurring presence throughout their literary tradition reflects a deep reverence for the god of the underworld. This knowledge has been gleaned through meticulous study of the surviving texts, with each reference adding layers to our understanding of Hades' role. The consistency of his depiction across various narratives highlights the enduring significance he held among the ancient Greeks. Hades' frequent appearance in these tales echoes his profound influence on Greek thought and practice. Each mention deepens our comprehension of his duties, responsibilities that were integral to their spiritual framework. Over time, these writings have become a treasure trove for scholars seeking insight into the intricate beliefs of ancient Greece. By examining each instance, they piece together the full story of Hades' role in their mythos. Each invocation of Hades within these poems reveals a piece of the ancient Greeks' belief system, like fragments of the mosaic. These mentions were not mere throwaway lines, but deliberate inclusions by scribes and storytellers to convey deeper meanings about death and transition. The repetition across different stories serves as a reminder that Hades was not just an afterthought, but a cornerstone in their mythology, crucial for understanding their worldview. Hades ruled over his kingdom with his wife Persephone and their three-headed dog Cerberus. This was no ordinary kingship. It was a realm where the unseen held sway, for Hades was believed to possess the power of invisibility. It was this ability that allowed him to abduct Persephone, who would later become his queen and consort. The act of abduction was not merely a show of force, but a demonstration of cunning, as it ensured that Persephone, daughter of Demeter, goddess of the harvest, was whisked away from the world above without a trace. In the underworld, this event was marked by Cerberus's eternal vigil, his three heads watching over the entrance to ensure no soul would escape Hades' domain. The quiet strength of their rule was whispered through the shadows, echoing in the corridors of the underworld, where silence and darkness reigned supreme. The whispers spoke of how Hades' invisibility was not a mystical cloak, but a power to pass unnoticed. His presence felt only as a chill. This ability to blend into the darkness was honed over eons, a skill refined in the silent halls of the underworld. Its secrets were taught to him by Nyx, the goddess of night, her lessons carved into the very stones beneath their feet. The shadows themselves held the knowledge, a silent teacher that only those with keen senses could learn from. Hades' ability to go unnoticed was not merely a means of concealment, but a way to traverse the underworld undetected. It allowed him to gather information and navigate the labyrinthine paths with ease, his presence sensed only by those who were meant to know. The skill required constant practice in the dark corridors, learning to mute his footsteps and control his breath. Nyx's teachings emphasized patience and stillness, guiding him to blend into the shadows until he became indistinguishable from them. The myth of Hades and Persephone revolves around the abduction of Persephone by Hades, which led to the creation of the seasons. The Homeric hymn to Demeter's recounts this story in detail, describing how Hades took Persephone from her mother Demeter. This act of taking Persephone into the underworld caused profound grief for Demeter, who was the goddess of the harvest. The tale is told with such emotion that it has become a central part of Greek mythology. This myth explains the cyclical nature of life and death, as Persephone's time in the underworld marks the winter months when crops do not grow. The hymn mentions how Demeter's sorrow led to a barren world, highlighting the connection between divine emotions and natural phenomena. As a result of this story, people came to understand that even in times of scarcity, life returns with the renewed cycle of seasons. This eternal cycle reflects the interdependence between the realms of life and death, with each season playing a crucial role in maintaining balance. The myth underscores that even in darkness and loss, there is always an inevitable return to light and abundance. This understanding has been passed down through generations, shaping our collective consciousness about nature's rhythms. It reminds us of the resilience embedded within the natural world, teaching us patience and acceptance during times of dormancy. This cycle echoes in the quiet hibernation of creatures waiting for warmer days. Seeds lie dormant beneath the Earth's surface, their potential held in trust until conditions are right. The changing colours of leaves signal a gradual shift, each transformation marking time's steady march. As the sun's warmth recedes, life retreats into itself, conserving energy for future blooms. Hades was notorious for being unwelcoming and stern, contrasting with his brothers Zeus, god of the sky, and Poseidon, god of the sea. His realm, known as the underworld, was shrouded in eternal darkness, a stark difference from the bright skies ruled by Zeus and the vast oceans governed by Poseidon. This stern reputation was reinforced through myths and stories, painting him as a figure who demanded respect and obedience from all who entered his domain. The entrance to this realm, guarded by Cerberus, the three-headed dog, further emphasized its unwelcoming nature. Unlike the open skies or the expansive seas, Hades' kingdom was hidden beneath the earth, accessible only through narrow passages and hidden gates. This secrecy and inaccessibility added to his stern image, as few would ever venture willingly into his domain. The stark contrast between the vibrant, life-giving realms of Zeus and Poseidon and the somber underworld of Hades was a constant reminder of his stern demeanor. The underworld's gloom was not merely a physical attribute, but a symbolic reflection of Hades' unyielding nature. Its remoteness and hidden paths were tangible expressions of his desire for solitude and control. The myths that echoed through generations served as subtle warnings to mortals about the consequences of crossing his realm. Inhabitants of the underworld, both living and deceased, learned to navigate its shadows with a reverent understanding of Hades' commanding presence. The underworld's labyrinthine paths were designed to deter and disorient, ensuring only the worthy could find their way. The shadows cast by its meagre light instilled a sense of caution in all who ventured within, while whispers of Hades' decrees echoed off its damp walls. Any attempt to defy his rules was swiftly met with the cold grasp of darkness, reinforcing the unspoken boundaries of his domain. The entrance to Hades' kingdom was said to be located at Teanarum in Laconia, Greece. This ancient gateway, hidden within the Greek countryside, was believed to lead directly into the underworld. The location of this entrance was not chosen lightly. It was considered a significant and sacred place by the ancient Greeks. The landscape around Teanarum is characterized by rolling hills and dense forests, creating an atmosphere that seems to blend the realms of the living and the dead. the specific choice of Taenarum may have been influenced by its remote location, making it easier for the spirits to pass unnoticed into the underworld. Over time, this belief has become ingrained in Greek mythology, with stories and rituals centered around this entrance. Pilgrims would often gather near this entrance, seeking a glimpse of the afterlife. They believed that at certain times, the veil between worlds would thin, allowing spirits to cross over more easily. Ancient texts describe the gateway as having an otherworldly aura, a palpable energy that hinted at its connection to the underworld. Some accounts mention strange phenomena occurring near the entrance, such as unusual temperature fluctuations and eerie mists, further adding to its mystique. Some ancient Greeks claimed to feel a subtle chill as they approached, a sensation they attributed to the proximity of the underworld. They observed that certain plants near the entrance grew differently than in other areas, their unusual forms adding to the site's eerie allure. In quiet moments, some reported hearing faint whispers or echoes, which they believed were voices from beyond. The exact nature and origin of these phenomena remained mysterious, but the experiences were passed down through generations, solidifying Taenarum's significance in Greek lore. The mythological river Styx flows through Hades' kingdom, where souls pay Charon, the ferryman, to cross. This journey begins along the banks of the river, a body of water that encircles the underworld like an endless border. The river Styx is not merely a path, but a gateway, separating the land of the living from the realm of the dead. Souls gather here, waiting for passage across the dark waters. Charon, with his weathered boat and calloused hands, guides them one by one, each crossing representing another soul's final voyage. The river is not just a route, but a symbol, a constant reminder of the eternal journey that awaits all living beings. It meanders through the heart of Hades, reflecting the light of the underworld in its shimmering surface, a silent witness to the countless souls that have crossed its waters. The river Styx's presence serves as a tangible link between the worlds, echoing the inevitability of life's end. Its waters are said to bring forgetfulness, allowing the journey to be undertaken without the burden of past memories. Ancient texts describe it as a place where time seems to slow, marking a transition from the temporal realm to the eternal. The river's very existence underscores the universal acceptance of death, offering solace in its acknowledgement of the cycle of life and rebirth. Its calming flow lulls the spirits into a sense of tranquility, preparing them for what lies ahead. The water's touch seems to wash away the fears and anxieties that once haunted their waking lives. As they drift closer to the underworld shore, the echoes of their past fade like memories in a dream. Each drop of the river holds an ancient whisper, conveying stories of journeys taken long before their own. The story of Orpheus and Eurydice is closely linked to Hades, where Orpheus attempts to rescue his wife from the underworld. This tale unfolds in ancient Greece, where stories of heroes and gods were deeply intertwined with daily life. The underworld, a place shrouded in darkness and mystery, was believed to lie beneath the Earth's surface, accessible only through specific entrances. Orpheus, known for his enchanting music, ventures into this realm, guided by the light of torches. His journey is one of love and desperation, as he seeks to bring Eurydice back from the land of the dead. The story's origins are traced back to ancient poetry and plays, where Orpheus's musical prowess and unyielding love were celebrated, becoming a timeless narrative that resonates through the centuries. Orpheus's melody was said to charm even rocks and trees, making his journey through Hades more than just a desperate act. The Greeks believed that the underworld held not only lost souls, but also ancient secrets, giving Orpheus's quest an added layer of significance. This legend has been passed down orally and in written form, ensuring its survival for centuries. The tale serves as a reminder of the power of love and devotion, even in the face of death and uncertainty. This journey into the underworld reflects a deeper human understanding of life's transience and the profound emotions it can evoke. It is said that Orpheus's music held such power because it resonated with the natural rhythm of creation itself. This belief in the underworld stemmed from observing how things grow, live, and eventually disappear into the earth. The story's enduring quality lies in its ability to convey universal human experiences, making it a timeless narrative passed through generations. In Roman mythology, Hades is known as Pluto, who presides over the underworld similarly to Hades. The Romans identified Hades with their own god, Pluto. This identification links the Greek and Roman pantheons, showing a shared understanding of the afterlife's ruler. Hades, also known as Zeus Katathonios, or Zeus under the earth, signifies his power and dominion over the realm beneath our feet. People came to know this through ancient texts and oral traditions that passed down these mythological beliefs across generations. Pluto, like Hades, is a figure of reverence and respect in Roman culture, reflecting their view of the underworld's importance. This connection highlights the continuity between Greek and Roman mythologies, where underlying themes of life and death are preserved and honored. The similarities in these gods' roles emphasize a shared belief in an underworld ruled by a single deity. This connection suggests that early cultures exchanged myths and beliefs, shaping common perceptions of the afterlife. Such stories were passed down through generations, evolving yet maintaining core themes. The persistent presence of these deities in both mythologies indicates deep-rooted cultural values surrounding death and the hereafter. This shared perception illustrates a common human need to understand and accept the inevitability of death. The parallel depictions of Hades and Pluto are indicative of early civilizations' interconnectedness, facilitated by trade routes and cultural exchanges. These beliefs were solidified through rituals and practices that honored these deities, reinforcing their significance in daily life. Over time, the nuances of these stories evolved, yet the core essence of an underworld governed by a single deity endured. Hades was indeed associated with the mystical river Lethe, said to cause those who drank from it to forget their past lives. The river was believed to be a real place within the underworld, flowing quietly and calmly beneath the surface of the earth. Its waters were clear and still, reflecting the dim light that filtered down from above. People came to know about this river through stories and myths, passed down from one generation to the next. These tales described how the souls of the dead would cross the river on their journey into the afterlife. The water's effect was said to be gradual, slowly washing away memories as it flowed over the lips of those who drank. The river's name, Lethe, is derived from the Greek word for oblivion, signifying its power to erase memories. This forgetfulness was thought to be a crucial part of the afterlife process, allowing souls to begin anew without the burden of their past. The river's existence was further substantiated by ancient texts and artifacts, which often depicted it as a central feature in the underworld. The river was said to be an essential component in the underworld's geography, aiding souls in their transition. Its presence was believed to have been discovered through visions and rituals that allowed the living to communicate with the deceased. This knowledge was considered sacred and shared only among those who were trusted with such wisdom. The river's influence on memory was thought to be both a blessing and a necessity, ensuring souls could fully embrace their new existence. In the underworld of Hades, Sisyphus is forced to roll the boulder uphill forever. This punishment is meant to be endless and futile. The stone itself is likely quite heavy, requiring significant effort to move even an inch. Each attempt at progress is thwarted as the boulder rolls back down, negating all his labour. This myth is often told to illustrate the idea of hopelessness or the repetition of pointless tasks. It's been passed down through generations, shaping our understanding of eternal torment. Sisyphus's struggle serves as a stark reminder of the futility of certain endeavours, highlighting how effort can be wasted without progress. His punishment underscores the notion that some tasks are inherently unachievable, designed to frustrate rather than fulfill. This story has been retold over time, emphasizing the inevitability of failure when faced with insurmountable obstacles. The tale of Sisyphus serves as a metaphor for the relentless struggle against unyielding forces. His endless toil signifies the inescapable nature of certain fates. This lesson has been ingrained through storytelling, resonating with those who grapple with their own insurmountable tasks. The futility of Sisyphus's labour is a stark reflection of reality's indifference to our efforts. The eternal return of the boulder to its starting point symbolises the recurring cycles in life that cannot be broken. This repetition is inherent in nature, reflecting a universal truth of unending labour without reward. The story of Sisyphus has been passed down through oral tradition and written texts, preserving this lesson across cultures and time. It serves as a mirror to our own experiences, reminding us that some battles are not meant to be won. Hades' name has been used in various scientific contexts, such as the planetoid 1865 Cerberus and the element plutonium. This god of the underworld, often represented by a two-headed dog named Cerberus, shares his symbol with an asteroid that orbits our sun. The naming connection between Hades and this celestial body is rooted in ancient Greek mythology, where Heracles, also known as Hercules, famously confronted Cerberus. This link between the mythological figure and a real-world astronomical object reflects how cultural stories can influence scientific nomenclature. The element plutonium, discovered much later, was named after Pluto, another name for Hades in Roman mythology. This heavy metal is known for its use in nuclear reactions, demonstrating the enduring impact of ancient myths on modern science. These connections highlight how ancient beliefs permeate contemporary scientific understanding. The choice to name these objects after mythological figures serves as a reminder of humanity's collective past. It underscores the profound influence of storytelling on our perception of reality. This naming practice allows us to draw parallels between abstract concepts and tangible entities in the universe. By associating celestial bodies with mythological entities, scientists create a bridge between ancient narratives and observable phenomena. This practice deepens our appreciation for the interconnectedness of different domains of knowledge. It also illustrates how storytelling shapes human understanding of the natural world. Over time, these associations have become integral to the lexicon of scientific discovery, serving as tangible links between past and present. This naming convention reveals a deep-rooted respect for the past. It shows how stories have shaped our worldview over centuries. The connections between ancient myths and modern scientific terms are not mere coincidences. They reflect intentional choices made by those who named these entities. These decisions were guided by a desire to honor cultural heritage while advancing knowledge. The entrance to the underworld is indeed said to be near the city of Eleusis. This location is considered significant, perhaps due to its proximity to sacred sites and ancient rituals. The city itself is known for its storied past, with many tales woven into its very stones. Scholars have long debated the exact route one might take to reach this entrance, pondering the landscapes and landmarks along the way. They speculate that the choice of location may be tied to the cultural importance of Eleusis in ancient times. The journey there is envisioned as a quiet, introspective path, shaded by trees and gently sloping hills. Over time, stories of this entrance have been passed down through generations, becoming a part of the collective memory of those who inhabit these lands. This entrance, hidden from plain sight, is thought to be a threshold between realms. Ancient writings suggest a mystical energy surrounding it. Some believe it was discovered by chance, during a ritual gone awry. Others posit it was deliberately concealed, its location passed down only to the worthy. The entrance is whispered about in quiet tones, its existence only hinted at in hushed conversations. Its presence is felt rather than seen, a subtle shift in atmosphere that lingers unnoticed unless one knows to look for it. The path leading there bears no markings or signposts, requiring an intuitive sense to navigate. Those who have encountered it speak of a palpable energy, as if the very air carries whispers from another realm. Elysium was described as secret place on earth in the Iliad. This sacred realm, hidden from ordinary sight, was referred to in the epic poem as a clandestine haven. The underworld dominion, where select souls found solace, was kept secret on purpose. Its existence, whispered among the ancients, carried an air of mystery. In the Iliad, this secret place was believed to lie concealed within the earth's embrace. A hidden sanctuary, it offered respite from the mortal world's turmoil. The underworld dominion's secrecy ensured its allure remained untainted by mundane realities. This hidden realm was revered as a secret place on earth in Homer's timeless verse. This hidden place was said to be inaccessible to most, known only through whispered tales and ancient lore. Its existence was revealed through cryptic references within poetry shrouded in metaphor. The very act of seeking it out was considered taboo, ensuring its secrecy endured. Scholars believe the myth persisted due to the intrigue surrounding unseen realms. This hidden sanctuary was thought to be veiled by nature itself, remaining unseen to those not meant to find it. Its location and entrance were believed to be guarded secrets, passed down through generations in hushed tones. This mystique fostered a sense of sacredness, making the realm all the more elusive. The knowledge of its existence was treated as a precious treasure, jealously safeguarded by those who knew. Its presence was hinted at through subtle allusions barely perceptible within the fabric of ancient literature. Those who sought it were said to find mere echoes of its existence, like whispers carried on the wind. The knowledge of this place was not gained through direct observation, but inferred from enigmatic clues scattered throughout time. Its true nature remained a riddle, deciphered only by those attuned to the nuances of ancient wisdom. Hell is often used interchangeably with Hades and Gehenna, but it generally refers to a place of eternal punishment. This place is not the same as Hades, which was simply the realm of the dead in Greek mythology. The idea of hell evolved over time, becoming associated with eternal fire and suffering. Early depictions often showed it as a dark, smoky cave or pit. Over centuries, religious texts and art have shaped our understanding, portraying hell as a place of endless torment and despair. This concept is deeply ingrained in many cultures, serving as a moral compass for countless generations. This place of punishment is often described as fiery and chaotic, contrasting sharply with the peaceful afterlife envisioned in some religious texts. Its purpose is to serve as a deterrent, encouraging adherents to follow the prescribed moral code. Stories and teachings from various traditions have solidified this vision, making it a common theme across different belief systems. Hell's depiction as a place of fire and brimstone is a powerful metaphor used to convey the intensity of suffering. This image serves to underscore the gravity of sin and the importance of redemption. The concept of hell has been passed down through generations, often accompanied by vivid imagery that reinforces its message. This portrayal aims to evoke fear and repentance, emphasizing the dire consequences of transgressions. Hell's vivid depictions can vary across cultures, with some envisioning it as a barren wasteland rather than a fiery abyss. The fear of hell has been used to enforce moral conduct throughout history, serving as a stark reminder of the consequences of wrongdoing. This concept is not merely a superstition, it permeates religious texts and teachings, shaping beliefs and behaviors across generations. The persistent imagery associated with hell underscores its significance in many belief systems, making it a central theme in moral education. Hades' realm is indeed separate from both Earth and Olympus, a distant place that few have laid eyes on. It lies deep beneath the surface of our world, hidden from view by the solid rock above it. The gods themselves only rarely venture there, preferring to remain in their lofty home among the clouds. The fact that Hades' realm is separate means that it is not connected to Earth or Olympus by any visible path. It is a solitary place, existing on its own plane of existence. This separation was first noted by ancient storytellers who spoke of the journey through the underworld as a perilous and lonely one, with no clear path back to the world above. The distance between realms is great, measured not in steps or miles, but in the time it takes for a soul to make its way through the shadowy landscapes that lie between them. The chasm between worlds is profound, a divide that prevents even the swiftest of messengers from traversing it swiftly. This isolation was observed through the subtle shifts in the celestial bodies, hinting at an unseen force governing their separate orbits. The stark contrast between the vibrant hues of Earth and the muted tones of Hades' domain further underscored this division. It became evident that the realms were not merely distant, but fundamentally distinct, each governed by its own unique principles. The realm separation is so complete that even the air they breathe differs, with Hades' realm containing heavier, more somber gases. This isolation is reinforced by an ancient barrier, a shimmering veil imperceptible to mortal eyes, which keeps the realms apart. The knowledge of this barrier was whispered through generations, passed down in hushed tones and reverent tales. In some regions of ancient Greece, Hades was also known by the name Pluton. This alternate moniker reflects the rich tapestry of cultural traditions that existed within the varied landscapes of Greece. The usage of different names for the same deity can be traced back to regional dialects and localized beliefs, each with its unique stories and interpretations. Over time, these variations coexisted peacefully, weaving a complex web of mythology that was passed down through generations. The name Pluton itself carries significance, often associated with wealth and abundance, further emphasizing the multifaceted nature of this underworld deity. This diversity in nomenclature highlights the depth of ancient Greek culture, where each region had its own nuanced understanding of divine figures. The variation in names like Pluton signifies the localized practices and rituals that honored Hades. This naming tradition was likely passed down orally, ensuring each community retained its unique perspective. The diversity in nomenclature showcases the decentralization of ancient Greek religion, allowing for regional interpretations to flourish without central control. Scholars study these names by analyzing ancient texts and artifacts, providing insights into how different areas perceived their gods. This variation in deity names hints at a rich tapestry of local customs and beliefs. Regional dialects influenced these distinctions, reflecting unique cultural perceptions. The naming practices were likely shaped by oral storytelling traditions passed down through generations. This diversity reveals how ancient Greeks embraced their regional identities within a broader religious framework. This localized naming practice also meant that different rituals and offerings could be tailored to suit each region's understanding. Ancient Greek texts often reference these variations, providing scholars with a clear picture of regional beliefs. The use of different names was likely an organic process influenced by the stories and myths shared among communities. Hades is known by several epithets, including Zeus of the Dead and the Wealthy One. These titles reflect his dominion over the underworld, much like Zeus rules the heavens. The name Zeus of the Dead signifies a parallel authority, with Hades presiding over the deceased as Zeus does over the living. His wealth comes from the precious metals found in the earth and the fertile soil that nourishes crops. Greeks often depicted Hades carrying a cornucopia to symbolize this abundance. Over time, these epithets became ingrained in Greek culture through stories and offerings at temples dedicated to him. Hades' rule over the underworld was considered essential, mirroring Zeus's heavenly reign. His control extended to both the mineral resources beneath the earth and the soil's fertility, securing his wealth. This linkage between the earth's bounty and the afterlife became a fundamental aspect of Greek mythology. Through artifacts and religious texts, Greeks preserved this understanding across generations. Hades' reign over the underworld is not merely a reflection of Zeus's authority, but an integral part of the natural order. The earth provides the vital resources necessary for life, and Hades, as its ruler, ensures this continuity. This connection between the living world and the afterlife was not only believed, but also experienced through rituals honoring Hades at the start of each agricultural season. The Greeks understood that without his blessings, both the land's fertility and the peaceful transition to the underworld would be jeopardized. Hades' influence was seen in the rituals performed by farmers who sought his favor to ensure a prosperous harvest. The cycles of planting and reaping echoed the journey of the soul from life to death, mirroring Hades' eternal reign. This connection was reinforced through offerings made at the start of each season, acknowledging Hades' role in both worlds. Greek myths often featured tales of heroes descending into the underworld, symbolizing the interconnected nature of life and the afterlife. Hades had lovers, including Minth, a nymph who was turned into a plant after angering Hera. This transformation occurred in ancient times when gods and mortals interacted freely. The story unfolds in the realm of the underworld, where Hades ruled. It is said that Hera, jealous of their affair, cursed Mintha with this change. Over time, the plant has come to be known as mint, a common herb in many gardens. This tale reveals the intertwined nature of Greek mythology and everyday life. The transformation of Minth serves as a reminder of the consequences that could befall those who defied the gods. It highlights the power dynamics in ancient Greek mythology, where divine figures held sway over mortal lives. This knowledge has been preserved through oral traditions and later written accounts, allowing it to endure across generations. The tale of Mintha underscores how myths often reflect the natural world. with her transformation into a plant symbolizing growth and change. This connection between divine actions and everyday phenomena is a recurring theme in Greek mythology, emphasizing the gods' influence on mortal existence. The story's survival over centuries attests to the enduring appeal of myths that explain the world around us. Ancient storytellers passed down these narratives, ensuring their relevance across different eras and cultures. This myth illustrates how even minor characters in Greek lore could shape our world. Their stories became embedded in daily life, with common plants serving as living reminders. The metamorphosis of myth mirrors the ancient belief that nature was intertwined with divine intervention. Over time, these tales evolved and merged into broader narratives, maintaining their significance and relevance. The realm of Hades is indeed associated with the rivers Styx and Lethe. These rivers flow through the underworld, their waters shimmering in the perpetual twilight. The river Styx serves as a boundary between the world of the living and the dead, its surface calm and unyielding. It is said that souls crossing this river leave behind their memories, entering Hades with blank slates. The river Lethe, meanwhile, flows gently, its waters known to bestow forgetfulness upon those who drink from it. These rivers are not mere mythical constructs, they represent the ancient Greeks' understanding of the journey into the afterlife. In this realm, time is measured not by clocks but by the eternal flow of these waters, each drop carrying a story, a whisper of the past. These waters are believed to erase the memories and past lives of souls, allowing them to start anew in the underworld. The ancient Greeks held that this process was necessary for spiritual rebirth, as it freed the soul from its earthly attachments. Observations of altered mental states during ritualistic practices led them to postulate the existence of such rivers. Through storytelling and myth, these beliefs were passed down, shaping their collective understanding of death and afterlife. In this underworld, the river's waters are said to cleanse souls of their memories, allowing them to exist in a state unburdened by past experiences. This belief is rooted in the ancient Greeks' view that the afterlife should be a place of renewal and rebirth. Observations of individuals entering trance-like states during rituals, where they seem to shed their former selves, may have influenced this notion. The idea was further cemented through stories told at gatherings, reinforcing the concept that these rivers held profound powers over memory and existence. The name Hades is often used interchangeably with Pluto, his Roman equivalent. This is because the Greeks and Romans had different names for their gods, yet many of these deities shared similar roles and characteristics in their respective mythologies. The Roman god Pluto was responsible for the underworld, much like Hades in Greek mythology. This equivalence has been recognized and documented by scholars studying ancient religions and myths. Over time, this association has become common knowledge among those interested in classical antiquity. The use of these names interchangeably reflects the shared cultural heritage between Greece and Rome, where many elements of their mythologies overlap. Through their writings and art, both Greeks and Romans depicted their gods with similar attributes. This equivalence in mythology was further solidified by trade and cultural exchange between the two civilizations. Scholars have traced these correlations back to ancient texts and artifacts, providing evidence of this shared understanding. The shared roles and attributes of these gods can be observed in their respective myths, where both Hades and Pluto are depicted as rulers of the underworld. This commonality is a result of the historical connection between Greece and Rome. Ancient texts from both cultures describe similar interactions and personalities for these deities. The association between Hades and Pluto is well documented in scholarly works, providing detailed comparisons that highlight their mythological equivalents. This equivalence allows for a deeper understanding of ancient beliefs and practices. The parallels were noticed over centuries of cross-cultural study. Comparative mythology helps us see these connections clearly. Scholars use these examples to teach about the interconnectedness of ancient civilizations. The Elysian Fields, also known as Elysium, were for heroes like Perseus and Achilles. This land of the blessed was not a heaven where ordinary humans went after death. Instead, it was part of Hades' realms, the underworld that included places like Tartarus. The journey to the Elysian Fields was reserved for the select few who had proven themselves in life, their heroic deeds echoing through time. In ancient Greek mythology, this final destination was not a distant dream, but a concrete reality where heroes could rest eternally. The concept of the Elysian Fields has endured, a reminder of the rewards that await those who strive for greatness in their lifetime. These heroes were believed to find peace in this serene setting, their spirits free from the torments that plagued other souls. It was said that the Elysian Fields offered a tranquil haven where these brave individuals could finally rest after their long journeys. The ancient Greeks envisioned it as a lush meadow, where the gentle breeze carried the scent of sweet flowers. They believed this realm existed deep within the earth, accessible only through the gates of Hades. The Elysian Fields were depicted as a place where heroes could roam freely, unhindered by mortal limitations. Ancient Greeks held that this realm was hidden from the living, known only through tales passed down by generations of storytellers. They believed that only those with pure hearts and noble deeds could find their way to these peaceful shores. The Elysian Fields were thought to be a place where the souls of heroes could find eternal rest, free from the trials and tribulations of life. The ancient Greeks believed this hidden realm was accessible only through the gates of Hades, requiring a journey deep into the earth. This belief in a lush meadow for the noble was passed down through generations, a reminder of the rewards awaiting those who lived virtuously. The idea of such a tranquil haven offered solace and inspiration to many, shaping their understanding of the afterlife. Hades was indeed a son of the Titans, Cronus and Rhea, as the ancient Greeks told us in their myths. This makes him one of the 6 children born to this powerful couple, known together as the Olympians. Born from such mighty parents, it is no surprise that Hades himself would become a significant figure in Greek mythology. Cronus and Rhea were titans, being said to have ruled over the world before the gods we know today. Their union brought forth not only Hades, but also his siblings, who together would shape the world of Greek legend. This lineage places Hades at the very beginning of the pantheon, his existence woven into the fabric of ancient storytelling. Hades' parentage bestows upon him a lineage that extends back to the primordial era, a time before the Olympian gods rose to prominence. This connection to the ancient Titans signifies his role as a bridge between the older and newer worlds of Greek mythology. His existence is recorded in countless ancient texts, ensuring that his story has been passed down through generations, remaining etched in the collective memory of the ancient Greeks. His birthright links him inextricably to a foundational period, one that set the stage for later divine events. Through meticulous oral tradition, his tale has been preserved, whispered from elder to youth. These recitations underscored his place within an expansive genealogy, illuminating his lineage's profound influence on mythical chronicles. His heritage from the Titans imbues him with a sense of permanence and gravitas, reflecting the unchanging nature of his lineage. This genealogy establishes a fundamental connection to the early world before time as we know it began. The continuous retelling of myths ensures that this knowledge endures, cemented in the minds of those who listen. Through these stories, Hades' legacy transcends the boundaries of mortality, maintaining a timeless resonance. Hades was one of the 6 children born to Cronus and Rhea, according to ancient Greek mythology. These deities were considered the rulers of the gods in their era, with Cronus being the Titan king and Rhea his sister wife. Their children, known as the Olympians, included Zeus, Poseidon, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia alongside Hades. These gods were said to have overthrown their father Cronus in a great struggle that eventually led to his banishment. This story has been passed down through generations, carved onto stone tablets and told by bards around campfires under the night sky. The tale of the Olympians' uprising serves as a foundational myth, explaining how these gods gained their power. It is believed that this story reflects the cultural shift from the rule of the Titans to that of the Olympians in ancient Greek society. Over time, the narrative has been preserved and adapted by various storytellers, ensuring its enduring presence in historical records. The story of the Olympians' triumph is a cornerstone in Greek mythology, offering insights into the dynamics of power and familial conflict. It has been studied and analysed by scholars seeking to understand the social structures of ancient Greece. The narrative highlights the significance of sibling alliances and the consequences of betrayal within divine families. Through generations of storytelling, this myth has provided a framework for exploring themes of rebellion and succession in various cultural contexts. This myth also illuminates the concept of divine order, where younger gods challenge and supplant their elder counterparts. The story's survival demonstrates the human tendency to preserve and reinterpret ancient tales. It has been taught through educational systems and artistic depictions, deepening its impact on collective consciousness. Hades was brother to Zeus, Poseidon, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia. This familial bond is deeply rooted in Greek mythology, where the 6 siblings are known collectively as the Olympians. As brothers, they shared a common lineage descending from the Titans Cronus and Rhea. The palace of their father, Cronus, was a grand structure carved into the side of Mount Othrys, where they spent their childhoods. Over time, these siblings would become central figures in Greek mythology, each ruling over different realms. Hades, as the god of the underworld, governed the dead and the wealth hidden beneath the earth. His siblings, meanwhile, came to rule the heavens, the seas, the harvest, and marriage. These roles were established through a complex series of events that followed their father's overthrow, shaping the pantheon as we know it today. Their shared origin is marked by a powerful lineage, one that shaped their destinies and interactions. This ancestral connection was a driving force behind their actions and alliances. The legends passed down through generations have solidified this familial structure in our understanding of Greek mythology. Their interconnected roles illustrate the dynamic nature of divine power and its inheritance. Their bond was forged in shared experience, from the confines of their father's palace to the grand stage of myth. These siblings, though divided by realms, remained united through blood and memory. Their lineage served as a blueprint, guiding each into their respective domains. Over time, stories of these gods became woven into the fabric of Greek culture, preserving their interconnected history. Visitors to the underworld include Heracles, Hercules, Odysseus, Orpheus, and Theseus. In some myths, Heracles had a notable encounter with Cerberus during his labours. This journey to the realm of Hades was not taken lightly by these heroes. Each one must have ventured through dark passages and past eerie landscapes, perhaps under the dim light of a single torch. Odysseus, seeking guidance from the blind prophet Tiresias, would have needed to perform rituals with offerings before his voice could be heard amidst the restless spirits. Orpheus's journey was marked by his enchanting music, attempting to bring his beloved Eurydice back from the dead. The entrance to Hades was not a grand gateway, but a hidden cave in the Peloponnese, where the river Styx flowed and Charon, the ferryman, awaited with his boat. Theseus and Pirithous ventured together, seeking to abduct Persephone, only to be captured and forever bound to stones as punishment for their hubris. Each hero's journey was a test of courage and cunning, navigating treacherous paths and overcoming daunting obstacles. The rituals and offerings to the spirits were essential steps in gaining wisdom and guidance from the underworld. The music of Orpheus resonated deeply within the realm of Hades, attempting to sway the heart of death itself. The hidden entrance to the underworld was shrouded in mystery, known only to those who dared to seek it. Each journey to the underworld began with a quiet resolve, as heroes stepped from the light into the darkness. The path was lined with whispers and shadows, guiding them deeper into the unknown. Sacred rituals were performed in hushed tones, respecting the ancient spirits who dwelled there. The silence of the underworld was not empty, but filled with echoes of the past, waiting to be heard. Hades is indeed a roguelike dungeon crawler game developed by Supergiant Games. The game can be found on Steam, categorized under action and roguelike dungeon crawler genres. Hades is part of a lineage of games from Supergiant Games, including titles like Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre. Each of these games shares the studio's signature style and gameplay mechanics. The categorization on Steam helps players identify the nature of the game they are about to embark on, guiding them towards experiences that align with their preferences. These genres indicate a focus on swift action and repeated dungeon exploration, defining Hades as a title designed for quick reflexes and strategic planning. The development process involves meticulous crafting of each level's layout and enemy placement, ensuring a fresh challenge with every playthrough. The procedural generation of levels in Hades ensures that each run is unpredictable, maintaining player engagement. The game's quick pace and permadeath mechanic emphasize the importance of skillful play and adaptability. Through trial and error, players gradually learn enemy patterns and environmental hazards. This incremental learning process contributes to a sense of progression and mastery over time. The player's journey in Hades is one of constant discovery and adaptation. Each attempt at escape from the underworld unveils new challenges, demanding vigilance and strategic foresight. The game's mechanics encourage a patient approach, rewarding those who take time to observe and understand their surroundings. The procedural generation system serves as an ever-evolving teacher, instructing players through varied experiences. The dynamic nature of each run in Hades fosters a sense of unpredictability, forcing players to remain alert and responsive. As they navigate the ever-changing landscape, they must rely on instincts honed through previous encounters. The game's procedural generation system subtly trains players, nurturing an adaptable mindset that becomes invaluable for survival. The game Hades was created by the developers of Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre. This is a team known for their unique blend of action and storytelling in each of their games. They started with Bastion, which introduced their signature art style and combat mechanics. Following that success, they released Transistor, a game that expanded on their formula by adding more complex narrative elements. Pyre continued this trend, combining their signature combat with strategic team-based gameplay. All these experiences culminated in the creation of Hades, where players explore the Greek underworld with fluid action and an intricate storyline. Each game builds upon the mechanics and narrative complexity of its predecessor. This progression shows their dedication to evolving their craft. Their journey has been documented through player experiences and reviews, highlighting each step in their creative process. Each title in their collection refines and enhances the gameplay mechanics introduced before, showcasing a deliberate effort to grow. This consistent improvement is evident in the increasingly complex storylines and deepening combat systems across each release. The development team's iterative approach allows them to learn from previous projects, integrating successful elements and addressing shortcomings. Fan feedback and critical analysis serve as guides for their evolutionary process, ensuring that each new game surpasses its predecessor in both depth and engagement. This methodical approach allows their games to feel polished and well-considered, each one a distillation of lessons learned from the last. Each title's improvements are subtle yet significant, noticeable only when compared side by side. This refinement comes from carefully observing player behaviors and preferences, then implementing changes accordingly. Through each release, they demonstrate a commitment to refining their craft rather than reinventing it. And that is where we will leave Hades for tonight. The facts will still be true tomorrow, and this video will still be here whenever you need it. Sleep well.